Hello, welcome to the Utah State Capitol. This is the 45th day of the session, which means it's the last day. We're about ready to wrap up all our work here. It's been very involved and quite vigorous around here. There have been a number of things that have come up, and we'll hope to create a summary for you, a summary video and also a summary blog on some of the important aspects of the legislative session for 2009. One of the things that has been commented on and was perpetuated by an article in a newspaper this morning was an article by Rob Gerke, who works for the Tribune. And Rob and I talked yesterday in the hallway. There's a bill that comes forward every year. This year it's called HJR 21, House Joint Resolution 21, which is the Master Study Resolution. What the Master Study Resolution does is it lists all the requests by legislators for items that may want to be studied during the interim, which is after the session ends to the beginning of next session. So effectively from the second week of March all the way to the fourth Monday of next January. So this is what the Master Study Resolution has in it. This year it had about 199 items on the original bill, plus the item that I want to talk about right now is item number 149. It's an item that I had placed on the Master Study Resolution. It said I had it placed on there, wrote it down on a Master Study Resolution request form. It specifically stated that we thought caffeine policy and taxation should be studied. Now let me give you a little history on this. Back at the beginning of the session, a bill was proposed to tax cigarettes and tobacco products. We currently charge about 69.5 cents per pack, and currently, and then we also charge sales tax on top of that, the product. So the state takes in 69.5 cents for a 20-stick pack. Now, this was proposed as a way to raise additional tax revenue in a year when we have down revenues. So the cigarette tax taxes in some people's minds the addiction of and the weaknesses of some people in of a small segment of our population in Utah. The problem with that is we do and are taxing a small addicted portion of our national or our state citizenry. That isn't good tax policy. So out of jest and out of trying to prove a point, I proposed that a caffeine tax be applied to the citizens of the state of Utah who consume caffeinated beverages. Specifically cold caffeine is what we were talking about. What that would do is it would lower the rate or lower the cost per person or per capita, and it would spread the base across a greater portion of our state for people who consume those type of products. We do it all the time. We do it on vehicles. We do it on food. We do it on a number of things. That's the state sales tax is based on that principle. The state food tax is based on that principle. The property tax is based on spreading the cost of government across the state, as well as a number of other taxes and fees we place on our citizens. So what the proposal was and how this got going was that the Master Study Resolution item was something that I wanted to put forward to maybe prove a point to some degree. And that point is, if we're going to be taxing people for their weaknesses, let's go after people who are not just addicted to cigarettes and nicotine, but who are addicted to a broader base of caffeine. We have a huge consumptive population in Utah who drink caffeinated beverages. I'll be the first one to say that occasionally, I don't make a regular habit of it, but occasionally I have a caffeinated beverage, cold caffeinated beverage. So So I called myself in this article, and as I was being interviewed, half tongue-in-cheek and half being serious about the birth defects, the spontaneous abortions, the hypertension, all the other studies that we've found through the medical industry as well as the internet, clearly proving the point that there are just as many addictive properties to caffeine as a substance than cigarettes. But the point is that this is merely put this forward to prove a point that we shouldn't be going after certain segments of the population and taxing people's weaknesses. This is wrong. Overtaxation or limited or targeted taxation, in my opinion, and according to the Utah State Constitution, is unconstitutional. Therefore, we should be wise and reasonable stewards over the tax system and protective of those who have weaknesses among us. Let's make sure that we're targeting broadly the base of our tax system. That includes a wide, broad property tax system, a wide, broad sales tax system, and a wide, broad personal income tax system, which we have. A three-legged stool here in Utah. This was probably a bad or a badly placed joke, but it is in fact a point.